Welcome to Critical Navigation. I'm your host Andrew, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of man's largest creations. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of the Prelude FLNG. Over 295 miles away from Broome on Australia's west coast is one of man's largest creations. The Prelude FLNG is 719 feet longer than the Titanic and 97 feet longer than the largest oil tanker, the Seawise Giant. The Prelude FLNG is not actually classified as a ship. Most people refer to it as a natural gas FLNG platform, and it's huge. The Prelude FLNG is exactly 1,601 feet long, 242 feet wide, and 344 feet tall. The Prelude FLNG cost over $10 million to build, and it has quite the story. With the demand of energy ever growing, we have begun to turn towards cleaner energy like solar power, wind power, and more. One of the cleanest sources of energy we have turned to is liquefied natural gas, which, yes, is still a fossil fuel, but far cleaner than coal and oil. One question asked a lot is how much natural gas is there? Well, the answer is a lot. We have estimated that there are around 196 billion cubic meters of natural gas still underground around the world. As of now, however, this will only last us about 50 more years. In 2007, the Prelude gas field off the coast of Western Australia was found to have a ton of gas, which in the business world means a lot of money. Most of the time, many companies will build platforms for the field. However, instead of pouring a lot of money into an almost $10 million project, they decided to test out something new. This is where the Prelude FLNG comes in. Like we mentioned, the Prelude FLNG is not actually a ship. In fact, it is actually like a mobile platform that can be moved when needed. The initial idea is for when the gas is sucked dry, they can move this 1,600-foot monster to another location when needed. Shell, the company you've probably seen more often than not, had been the one to propose the idea for this massive project. Not only would the natural gas be extracted, but it would also be processed as well. After the gas was extracted, the gas would be cooled down until liquefied, then stored away until an oil tanker would come to receive the gas. After the gas was extracted from the Prelude FLNG, it would be taken and dispersed all over the world. Construction on the Prelude FLNG began in October of 2012 at the Samsung Heavy Industries in South Korea. The hull of the Prelude FLNG was built to last for 50 years, which means it can withstand powerful storms and more. The platform weighs in at over 600,000 tons, which makes it almost impossible to believe it can even float. The chains that hold the Prelude FLNG down are almost 10,000 miles, since they use over 24,500 links. However, that is nothing compared to the 260,000 tons of steel used throughout the platform. This floating platform is so big that it doesn't even have its own power, so it has to be moved by tugboats. In November of 2014, the Prelude FLNG made its maiden voyage out to sea. The ship was completed in South Korea in 2015, and everything was now ready to be set in motion. The ship made a 3,600-mile journey to the Prelude gas field. They were only moving at about 5 miles per hour, so it wasn't a very fast journey at all. When the platform reached Australia, it began the docking process in the middle of sea. The Prelude FLNG, like we mentioned, is huge, and right below the platform is another big component. The system that runs below the platform is the system that helps extract gas onto the ship. However, a ship of this size is bound to have problems. In February of 2020, the platform was shut down due to electrical problems. These problems that the Prelude FLNG were facing were not simple. The platform was going to need some serious repairs, and 1 year later, the Prelude FLNG was back up and running and is going to stay where it is for the next 20 years. It's truly amazing to see how many different people and places have contributed to the reality of this massive beast, and it's really interesting to see how humans have evolved over the course of just a few decades, and the Prelude FLNG shows just how much we can do. And that, my friends, was the story of the Prelude FLNG. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and we'll see you next time. I'm your host, Andrew, signing out.